Israel will withhold critical tax revenue in retaliation for Palestinian move to join the International Criminal Court, the Israeli government said on Sunday. On Friday, the Palestinian Authority formally sought to join The Hague, which would allow it to push the prosecution of Israelis accused of war crimes. In a punitive response, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu moved to withhold over $125 million of Palestinian tax revenue, crucial to running vital services. Israel has also slammed motions passed in a number of European parliaments, including Sweden and Ireland, to recognize the statehood of Palestine. Palestinian leaders remain defiant despite Israeli pressure.
والشعب الفلسطيني لا يمكن أن تقايض حقوق الشعب الفلسطيني الثابتة بالحرية والاستقلال.
The Palestinian leadership and the Palestinian people will not give up on our Palestinian core issues, the right to be free and independent.
North Korea has slammed fresh U.S. sanctions against it, calling them hostile and repressive policies by Washington. President Barack Obama slapped financial sanctions on the Asian country Saturday, accusing it of a cyber attack on Sony Pictures Entertainment, which Washington said was aimed at destabilizing the United States. The U.S. blames Pyongyang for hacking the film studio, releasing details of employees, and threatening terrorist action should the movie, which depicts the assassination of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, be shown in cinemas. But security experts at North Cybersecurity said that 6 former Sony employers who were fired in May could have been behind the attack.
In his first act of 2015, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto spoke of coming economic benefits for the population as a result of the passage of his structural reforms.
Mexicans will be the ones who judge our actions, who will evaluate the benefits that are obtained through our reforms.
Yet, outside of his speech, public teachers give their grade of the government's performance. Clashing with police, they protest what they say are policies in an administration that does not prioritize the well-being of the overall population.
We have expressed rejection of the fascist policy implemented by this man leading the republic from the presidency. And above everything else, it falls on him to clarify several situations to all Mexican people. There are many pending issues, such as the case of the 43 student teachers who remain missing to this very moment.
Experts also warn of negative economic impacts the structural reforms may have, forecasting another turbulent year as 2015 kicks off.
An economy that is not offering perspectives to its population, that is not offering conditions for its development, that is not offering conditions for a better life, or a dignified life. That is how the Mexican economy is functioning.
In 2014, the Peña Nieto administration passed a polemic energy reform opening to privatization the country's national energy sector. While Nieto affirms the revenues will go towards developmental projects, experts say they see no structural plan. Clayton Khan, Telesur, Mexico City.
Republican hardliners are seeking to push back on President Barack Obama's landmark move last month to normalize ties with Cuba. The Republican Party takes over the Senate on Tuesday after wins against Obama's Democrats in November's midterm elections and already control the House of Representatives. The resistance to the U-turn comes despite polls showing most Americans back the measures to end policies on Cuba that President Barack Obama admitted had failed over the past half-century. Republicans such as Marco Rubio opposed any normalization of ties with Cuba and have also pushed for hostile measures against Venezuela. For the second time this week, a ship carrying hundreds of migrants was rescued by Italian coast guards, abandoned by traffickers. Setting off from a Turkish port earlier this week, the Ezedin was carrying mostly Syrian refugees when it was found by the Coast Guard. Last week, some 800 migrants were discovered on board the abandoned Blue Sky M, just 5 miles off the Italian coast. The International Organization for Migration says that wars in Syria, Libya, and Iraq, and instability across the Middle East have caused the glut of refugees willing to risk their lives to cross dangerous oceans seeking asylum. Edward Brooke, the first African American to be popularly elected to the U.S. Senate, died on Sunday at age 95. The former Massachusetts Attorney General was elected to the Senate in 1966, when racial tensions were peaking in the United States. Once in the Senate, Brooke joined a wing of liberal Republicans who often opposed Republican President Richard Nixon. Brooke tried to block sending troops to Vietnam, and after the Watergate scandal was the first Republican to call for Nixon to resign.
I went to his office and he said,
The 37th Dakar Car Rally kicked off Sunday in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where participants will return in 2 weeks, after covering 5,500 miles across Chile and Bolivia. The first stage will see a convoy of 406 motorbikes, quad bikes, cars and trucks take on the difficult terrain, with much of the course off-road. Deemed one of the world's most grueling races, around 60 people have died in the competition's history.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.